Hello, everybody. This is Mark, and you're watching Mark Shelley Aquatics. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to learn about keeping shrimp. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys every single tank I got. I've got lots of new cool toys to hopefully get some better videos for you guys and hopefully make me sharing my stuff more enjoyable. And I think you guys will like it, so stick around and see what I got in store. Okay, so this is my 100-gallon Bloody Mary shrimp pond, and here comes the first of the new toys. Are you ready? This is gonna be fun. Oh, and we're swimming with the shrimp. So I finally got something I can get some underwater footage with, something I've been wanting to do for a long time for my ponds and stuff. But just take a look at this inside pond. Look at the crypts. This is pretty awesome. This is the first time I've got a view like this since I'm not a shrimp and can't be in it. So this can be considered the shrimp eye view. Look at that big old clump of moss in there. There's a spray bar. You can see we got shrimp all over the place. This thing is just, I can't believe how productive it is. We got shrimp all over the walls. Of course, it is kind of hard to see what you're shooting when you're shooting underwater, so, you know, I'm doing the best I can. But I think this is pretty cool. I mean, you can tell just how clear the water is when you get, I guess, when you get down in here. I mean, I'm not down in here. There's a coal I gotta get. There's a black one. I don't know. But check it out. Let's go dive down. Take a look at this. Man, this is pretty cool. I threw some algae wafers down in there, get them all gathered up in one spot. Looks like some of it split up. They're in a couple piles now, it looks like. Shrimp are all looking really good. For the most part, I only seen a couple in there when I was going over the footage that need to come out. So the 100-gallon Bloody Mary shrimp pond is pretty awesome, and I'm sharing this with you. First time I've got this view of it, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And just in case you ever wondered what the shrimp see when I'm standing up above looking at them, hi shrimpies, how you doing shrimpies? Ha! All right, so let's come over here across the room, and this is my inside guppy pond. It serves as my main plant farm, and let's take a look in here. I've been looking so forward to seeing this view. I've been wanting to have something to do to get footage underwater just for this. I mean, this is pretty cool. And so what this is before I started having all these shrimp tanks, I used to have all these tanks I have. They're all mainly guppy tanks, and I was all in the guppies like 4 years ago. And so when we all talk about calling our shrimp and taking out the bad ones. Well, that's what this was for guppies, is any guppy that didn't quite meet the criteria of that line ended up coming in here. And then over the years, as each tank got switched over to being a shrimp tank, any guppies that were left just come in here. So that's how we ended up with the inside guppy pond. And you can tell there's lots and lots of Japan blue looking ones in here. That's cool. But there's all kinds. There's genetics from every guppy or inler even I've ever had. So this is a hodgepodge of all kinds of guppy and inler genetics, and I like it a lot. I mean, I don't really do much with the guppies anymore, but I do grow lots and lots of plants in here. I am debating on taking the guppies out and turning it into a shrimp pond, but I haven't decided to go that far with it yet. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, getting this view. You can look, there's the mermaid weed. A good close-up view of some of the mermaid weed and plants, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guppies. But you just look at them all, wow. All right, now let's go take a look at some of the tanks over here in the closet area of my fish room. All right, so here we go. We've got the closet. Right there's the guppy pond. Right there's the shrimp pond that we've looked at already. And so now let's go in here to the closet area. In the closet, we have 8 40-gallon breeders and 10 20 longs, 5 over here, and 5 over here. So let's take a look at what we got here. All right, this is my best red shrimp line, fire reds. Oh man, these guys are looking really good. I haven't really looked super close at these guys in a little while. Look at the little baby. Look at the little baby shrimpy. Oh, there's another little one. He's not quite as little, but I love red shrimp. This is my special project red tank. Trying to make the best red shrimp I can make. You can see I don't have fire reds on the website right now because I'm not ready to sell these as fire reds yet because they still got to get a little bit better. But they're getting there. They're getting there. All right. And then down below that, we have my new, the latest guppy tank to get switched over to being a shrimp tank. We have my new Blue Dreams. Look. These are some of the very best Blue Dreams that I own. Trying to make my new colonies the absolute best that I can. And as you will see, many of these 20-gallon tanks are more like project tanks than selling tanks. So I don't really plan to sell all this tank. This is more of a project tank of breeding the absolute very best Blue Dreams that I can. Now, over time, that may change. But, and you can see here I have more of a natural sand substrate here. I like it a lot, especially with the Blue Dreams. And then down below that, we have one of the last remaining guppy tanks. One of my favorite lines that I'm probably going to keep forever. My red mosaics. There's some really good looking fish in here. Some really cool ones. One of my favorite guppy lines, the first guppy line I ever got. So I've had these guys longer than I've had any of my shrimp lines. So that's saying something right there. I like these guys a ton, and I've had them, oh man, for 5.5 years now, I think. And then down below that guppy tank, we've got my Project Bloody Marys, where I'm trying to breed the absolute very best Bloody Mary shrimp that I can. This is a project tank. And as you can see, I just reset this tank not that long ago. And look at all the little baby shrimp. Doing so good, so good. That is actually a short fin green dragon pleco. That's a pretty rare pleco right there. And down below that, down here on the floor, we have got blue jellies. My most favorite shrimp line. I have, let's see, I got 2 20 longs, a 20 high, and a 40-gallon breeder. And my next project is a 100-gallon pond just for these guys. These guys are my top selling shrimp by a lot. That's not even close. They're my favorite. They're awesome. They breed so true. So easy. So awesome. Blue jelly shrimp. My favorite ones. All right. And so since we're already down here on the floor, there's that blue jelly tank. We're going to come over here. This is my moss bucket. When I got to pull moss out the tanks, I put the moss in there. And I keep it there underneath this light. It keeps it nice and healthy and good until someone orders it. And then I ship it out. So since we got those 20s So now, and I'm still on the floor, so we'll start here on the floor and work our way up with the 840 gallon breeder rack all the way up there to the ceiling. Wow. All right, down here, we've got what I sell as blue velvets. These are just my blue dreams that are splotchy. As you can see, there's still some really good perfect ones in here, but you can see you got ones like that, and you know, some oddball ones in here, but most of them are really pretty good. Just blue dreams who don't quite make the cut. Be blue dreams, so I sell them as blue velvets for half the price. And we've got, this tank is doing really, really good. I got this new light on here, and we've got biofilm growing like crazy everywhere. And this moss is doing so good here. Look at how thick and lush this moss is. And oh my God, the shrimp sure like it a lot. The shrimp sure like it a lot, and we've got a lot of them in here. Just look at that. There's a good looking buried one. Just look at that. Pretty amazing. Alright, then we'll come over here and tank next to it on the floor. Alright, down here on the floor we've got the Skittles tank. We've got all kinds of shrimp in here. So like how shrimp end up in this tank is either they're called out one way or the other. But a lot of times, most of the shrimp in here are from my project tanks, where I'm trying to breed the absolute best. So when I do that, I breed out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shrimp. And then I take out only the best, like 40, 50 shrimp out of all of them, out of from 300 to 500 shrimp. Take out the very best ones, and all the other ones come in here, and they are allowed to live out their lives, do what they do. And these are also really popular on the website, and I sell lots of Skittles. It's a good way to learn how to do shrimp, is with cheap Skittles shrimp. And while they're cheap, they're still super healthy because they're homebred, just as healthy as any of my other lines. That's a good shrimp in there. And up above that, we have the 40 gallon Bloody Mary tank. And look at all these guys. And talking about a nice Plecos sighting, there is a long fin green dragon right there. Look at that girl. Look at all these cool Bloody Mary shrimp. Lots of them. Lots of them. The moss in here does so good. I did have a whole bunch of mermaid weed growing in here over the last year or two. The Anubias that's taken over this tank. We'll have to start cutting out some of that Anubias because it does too good. It does too good. And next to that, I am super excited about this tank. I've been doing some calling in here with young shrimp. This is my new green Jade tank, 40 gallon. And we've got tons of little babies. I've been pulling out the ones who ain't quite that good, because there was shrimp in here before. And so I think there was a Snowball in here, because I pulled out 3 Snowball looking shrimps just the other day. And now I see 2 more. But we've got some good ones in here. We'll end up pulling out all the bad ones as we see them. And we'll get better and better and better. But there's a lot of little baby shrimp in here. And that's super cool. All right. I guess now I'm going to stand up again. And this is the 40 gallon mixed red tank. All kinds, mainly reds. There's some remnants of some yellows in here. There's some reallys if you look real hard. There's some wilds if you look real hard. Lots of cool stuff in here. Now anymore, This is where I have my super red Pleco colony. But the main point of this tank now is growing jungle val. And I got a big old, there's some spiral val mixed in with it. And there's a patch of it that popped up here in the front. I'm trying to keep that separated and letting that grow. So I'm gonna have spiral val over here and jungle val over there. So, and then right next to this is the Blue Dreams tank. This tank has some algae problems right now, and it's a little bit cloudy because we got a new light on here. And so it's adjusting to that. And we have a bazillion Plecos. I mean, the adult pair, this is an old baby that ended up not getting caught out and is still now adult. But the rest of them are recent additions, as you can see. The old male and old female in this tank, they just keep spawning and spawning and spawning, no matter how many times I don't want them to. I mean, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna start pulling these guys out and doing something with them. So I'll tell you this: if you buy some chocolate bristlenose Plecos, I mean, I sell them as babies like that. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of free ones because I need to get rid of these. So if you want some bristlenose chocolate Plecos, I will hook you up with lots of little babies. Just this week I had a guy buy 8 of them and I sent him a dozen. Little baby Plecos. Alright, and so that means we're moving up here. Now these guys, I'm going to be putting these back. I'm going to put some of them limited availability on the website here the next few days. I've had them sold out because I've been letting them breed out. I'm going to pick out the ones. I did a video on this not too long ago, and they're still pretty little, and I couldn't tell for sure which ones were end up being red and which ones were going to stay orange. Because when they're little, a lot of times the best looking ones that look red end up growing up to be the best darkest orange ones. But you can see there's some in there that are staying red or kind of borderline. Here, let's see. Some of them are definitely red. They're going to have to be pulled out. But they're looking really, really good. I mean, these oranges are awesome. I'm super excited about them. And then up here at the top, right next to the orange tank, we have my 40-gallon blue jelly. Lots of good shrimp in here, lots and lots of shrimp in here. I've been selling shrimp out of this tank almost all summer. Like midsummer to late summer now, and looking good. There's still tons of them in here. Looking good. Blue jellies. That means in the closet all we have left to look at are these 520 longs. We'll start up here at the top. These are my green Jades. They're looking pretty good. I did some calling in there. There's a few in there I missed. The vast majority of them are looking super, super good. Super, super good. And then down below we have one of the few remaining Guppy tanks. Japan Blue. You saw lots of guppies that look like this in the pond. Well, years and years ago, the 40-gallon tank that is now the blue jelly tank, used to be these guys. And let me tell you, these guys are very, 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 very prolific. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. And so even still to this day, I still get tons and tons of Japan Blue looking guppies in the guppy pond. That's a real good one right there. So is that one. And then down below that, we have my newest blue jelly tank. Super good. I started this one around Thanksgiving, so that means it is around 9 months old. Around probably exactly 9 months old. You know, I only put like 10 or 15 in here to start it, so it got started off slow, and there's still shrimp all throughout the whole tank, even though I got them baited up out here to this corner. And right here we got snowballs. This is my Snowball project tank. This was one of my last tanks I reset. And got lots of snowballs. And then down here on the floor, this is the tank that just don't do that good. The shrimp are awesome. The orange shrimp in here are awesome. But they're just not, I haven't figured out what is going on with this tank. I'm gonna try restarting it in a little bit, see how many shrimp are in here. And I don't think there's really that many. There's tons of moss. That might be one of my next projects that I try to tackle here. And see if we can't do some restart and get this tank in a better situation. See if we can do something a little bit different here, because whatever's going on has not been working the best. But the shrimp are still awesome. There's just not as many of them as I'd like. All right, so that covers everything in the closet. And we already looked at the ponds. So the next thing is my rack of 420 highs, a 75, and a 20 long on the floor. Start up here. These are blue jellies again. Another blue jelly tank. Lots of good shrimp in here. Lots and lots of moss too. And then next door to that, we have snowballs. Lots and lots of snowballs. Tons of them. These guys are so prolific. So awesome. Look at all the little babies eating the algae biofilm growing on the side of the glass there. And the same thing on this side. Because you can see the light goes across there. And these tanks right underneath the light on the sides. We get tons of algae and biofilm growing right there. And the shrimpies love it, love it, love it. And next door to that, we have another one of my Project Blue Dream tanks. Trying to breed the absolute very, very best Blue Dreams. I may start selling all this tank here when it gets going good again, because these guys are looking pretty solid. And I already started that other Blue Dreams tank, so. And the 40 gallon that I sell out of normally of the Blue Dreams is getting a little low. I need to give it a little bit of a break. So I might sell some shrimp out of here. And then this one over here is this is my only active guppy project. Now, I love guppies, but they're not so good. I'm turning my hobby has turned into a business, and apparently I'm not good at selling guppies as a business, but I'm really good at shrimp. But this is a mix, what I did in here. These big females, they are red Mosaic Females. I put in here as little itty bitty teeny tiny fries, smaller than a lot of the fry that are in here. Now these boys, they're pretty old and bedraggled now, but they're already super awesome. I saw them in my pond. I was like, these guys are awesome. I gotta do something with them. But they have beautiful red Mosaic tails and the Japan blue body. They're not swimming underneath the light so you can see them. But they are stunners, I promise. So much so that I kept the guppy tank going. I really need to do this. This really needs to do shrimp tank, but I'm obsessed with trying to do this. I always wanted to do this project, mixing those two together on purpose. So this is, I'm doing it. And then we have my 75 Sakura Red tank. And these guys were really, this tank had been struggling pretty good. But I got new lights to put on it, and the moss has taken over, and the shrimp are doing super awesome. And we have Plecos in here too. There's a little baby, long, thin, lemon, blue-eyed Pleco. Oh, there is one of the males. There's some little teeny tiny babies. There's some little teeny tiny babies right in there. If you look real close. The little teeny tinies. I like them. There's tons of nice red shrimp in here. And then below that, here on the floor, the moss is quickly taking over this tank. We got some moss and some mermaid weed. And this will be another tank I have to do some work on. But it has some really nice orange shrimp, as you can see. It's another orange shrimp project tank. I gotta take care of both of them 20 long orange tanks. And then over here, we have, this is the last tank in the back of the house. The last tank. We have panda guppies. They're super cool. My favorite guppy line right here. These are blue pandas. Super awesome. 29 gallon. Got lots of crypts, lots of Valgron in here. One of my guppy tanks I keep as is, just because I like these guppies so much. And then in here we have this 75 gallon green Jade tank that has some algae. I don't know if the filter, that's all right. We'll get that here in a little bit. We used to call this tank out pretty good not that long ago. There's one of the ones I missed, the yellow stripe. But these guys are doing really good. I know you guys keep begging and asking and asking and asking, when are you going to have green Jades available? Now, this is the tank I sell them out of. And we're getting pretty close. I just want them to breed out a little bit more, because I don't want to just have a few that I can sell and have to mark them out again. We've got lots of little ones. I'm waiting for these little ones to grow up and start breeding. And they're all in the moss. All right, that's all the tanks. All right, everyone, that's every single tank I own right now. And here in the next few weeks, we'll be adding another pond, at least the blue jelly pond I talked about. So that'll be to look forward to. And I've got some new tank decals, tank vinyl decals to put on your tank that someone made for me, one of you guys, one of you viewers. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to talk about that here in an upcoming video about my decals being available on the website for any of you guys who might be interested in that. And hope you guys enjoyed. I know I get lots of people asking me to do these videos, so I decided a couple months ago I was going to start doing one about every month, and these videos do pretty good. You guys like them, so I'm going to keep on making them. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.